you. Hey guys, you're looking healthy. You're welcome. Okay, fine. Let's start that way. So I'm in from New York. Before I left, though, I quit my job. I work in the service industry, though, so I gave my 4 weeks' notice in case I want to keep it. But I first moved to New York about 6 or 7 years ago to work on the first job I ever had. I got hired as a page at the Late Show with David Letterman. It was really glamorous. I tore tickets in the front for Swedish tourists. And as you can imagine, it didn't really pay that much, so I got a job at a gay sports bar to pay my rent. Yeah, you guys had the same reaction my father had. He was just like, well, one of those makes sense. But why the fuck would you want to work at Letterman? The Leno guy, I guess. Yeah. He was. But I loved working there, the gay bar, not Letterman. Oh my god! If you guys have a chance, I don't know if there's a gay bar in Frederick, go. Oh, that's a shame. Because when I clocked in and clocked out, in between that, it was just joy the entire time. My first day there, it was RuPaul's Drag Race season finale. If you guys aren't on the RuPaul train yet, get on, because it's a moving. It's magical. And so I'm from Hagerstown, you know, there's not a lot going on in Hagerstown. I've only been in New York for about 3 months at that point. So when I walked in and it was wall-to-wall drag queens, it was like the first time I heard Cardi B. I was like, I don't know what's going on, but I like it. And so I was a busboy, so my job was to grab all the empty glasses, I put those glasses into a bucket, I ran that bucket down a flight of stairs, I washed all those glasses, I put them back in the bucket, and I hoisted that bucket above my head and I ran up a flight of stairs. Now that I'm stretched out, you guys can see I'm not a strong man. I'm built like a 1940s recreational swimmer. Made for speed, not strength. So I got very tired very quickly, and there was this one girl that was always in my way. You know that girl at the bar that's just in everybody's way? She's just like, I'm here. Just buying me a drink. But she was in my way, and I was standing there, my arms started shaking, and I realized my strength was about to fail me, and I'm going to drop 40 pounds of glass on her head, whether she deserved it or not. And then all of a sudden, one of the drag queens saw what was happening from across the room and stepped up and yelled out across everyone, "Excuse me, miss. Get out of that boy's way." Then another drag queen decided to chime in and was like, honey, that's not a boy, that's a man. And I just stood there like, I am a man. But I got fired. I did eventually get fired. One day the GM pulled me aside. He was like, hey, so the owners found out you're not gay, and they were just like, what are you doing here? I was like, honestly, this was the only job that would hire me based on my bone structure. So, sorry if you feel tricked. I'm sorry. Please give me a good recommendation to all the other gay bars. I need this. So I've been on a comedy tour the last couple of weeks, but before I left, my girlfriend and I broke up. Oh, that's right. Yeah, it was mutual, which is what you say when she dumps you. And at first I was really sad about it, and I didn't want it to happen. But as I thought about it, I realized, you know, it needed to, because we're just in different places in our lives. You know, like she's had the same career since she left college. She's moving up the ladder. You know, she's making enough money now that she can start looking towards the future. And I'm doing stand-up comedy, so I don't know if I need to tell you guys, I'm broke. Like where I'm at financially is I still call these my new jeans, and I got these in December of 2016. These are a treat yourself buy to stay farewell with the Obama administration. I was sad one day, and I was like, you know what, today I deserve jeans. And I hope they last long in the current administration, but I gotta tell you, there's a hole developing in the back pocket, and it's a race against time. It is a race against time right now. Let's see who wins, my jeans or Mueller. I don't know, it's gonna happen. But breakups are weird, especially when you've been in a relationship for a long time, because you don't realize how much of your identity goes into that relationship. So I've been like, you know, asking people for advice, trying to find out who I am again. But I will say, I'm getting to a point where I think I'm asking too many people for advice. Like I asked my 17-year-old brother Kevin for advice the other day. Yeah, he's 17 and he's a Kevin. What am I doing? And I was like, hey Kev, you ever gone through a breakup? And he was like, oh yeah, middle school, huge breakup. All right, well, it's not the advice I need, but it's the advice I asked for. What'd you do? How'd you get over her? He goes, well, first thing I did is I stopped listening to music because every song reminded me of her. I was like, okay, I get that. I'm on board. Then what'd you do? He goes, yeah, then I got on my phone, I texted every single girl on my phone and let her know that I was single again. Had a new girlfriend by third period. I was like, when did she dump you? He was like, first period. I was like, Kevin, it takes most of us longer to get to work than it took you to find your girlfriend. But then I was thinking about that, and I can't tell if that is the dumbest thing I've ever heard, or the smartest. So I tried it, and I don't know if you guys have looked at your phones recently, but who the hell are all these people in my phone? I got like a whole section of Alyssa's with the last name Tinder that I can't put a face to, but they got in there somehow. Like, I don't need to get back in the dating apps. I just need to play Russian roulette with my contacts, you know, just damn. Brad. Guess I'm gonna fuck Brad again. Maybe he'll pay for dinner this time. There are gonna be a lot of things that I don't miss about being in a relationship. Like, now I don't have to make up excuses to not do what I don't want to do. That's gonna be nice. Like, we went on vacation a couple months ago and I had to go skydiving. Why are we doing that? We can barely fly, but now we're just gonna jump out of the plane? No, thank you. But I didn't want to sound like a little bitch when I was telling her why I didn't want to go. So I, instead of using an excuse like, oh, I'm scared of death, or that's really high, when she was like, why don't you want to go skydiving? I was like, well, you might not know this about me, but I've always been nervous and I'm put into a high-stress situation like that. I might become an adrenaline junkie. She was like, oh yeah? What about you has ever said adrenaline junkie? I was like, well, I still take yellow cabs instead of Lyft or Uber. I don't check the weather before I go outside to see if I need a parka or shorts. It'd be risky. And when I watch porn, I don't use the incognito tab. So Congress knows exactly what I'm doing. So sure, say there weren't signs, but if I don't come back the same man, this is on you. So I still had to go. I still had to go skydiving. But I almost got out of it. If you've ever gone, they give you a waiver in case you die. And there are 3 boxes at the bottom. If you check any of those 3 boxes, you don't have to go. The first box says, are you emotionally stressed? I think that's a joke for them. Because you're jumping out of a plane. And if you're not stressed, you're a psychopath. And the second box says, are you sick? And the third box says, are you hungover? And the day before, I was feeling a little bit feverish, and my healthcare sucked. So I started drinking whiskey to try and drown the fever out. And the longer I'm on the road, I'm realizing that is something that only I do. There is not actual healthcare. And it didn't get rid of the fever, but I did wake up with a hangover and I was still sick. So I checked all 3 boxes. I walked up to the guy, handed it to him. I was so excited not to go. And the guy was like, ah, yeah, your girlfriend said you'd be a pussy. You still gotta jump. Then they strapped me into an adult baby Bjorn. And as me and my new partner fell out of the plane, I thought to myself, God, I hope this parachute doesn't open up. Because for once, I just want to be right. I told you so! Splat. Score 1 for Will. Hey guys.
Hey.
Just talking about breakups. Speaking of which, I am going to go back and keep talking about breakups because this is my time. I did realize recently though that breakups are a lot like hangovers. You know, there's just different phases. You know, when you're hungover, there's just different phases of the hangover. Same with breakups. You know, like phase 1 of the hangover, when you've had like a good night of drinking and you wake up, your alarm goes off. In phase 1, you wake up and you don't care. You don't care at all. You're like you're in the shower. You're just laughing to yourself about nothing. You're just like, ha, better before, I'm gonna beer again. I'm going to work, no one cares. Then you get into phase 2. You're sitting at your desk about an hour later and you're just like, oh no, what have I done? Will I ever find happiness? Will this ever end? This pain, this excruciating pain? And then you get into phase 3, where it hurts so much, and then all of a sudden, it doesn't hurt anymore, so you go back to drinking. I'm pretty sure I'm starting to get into phase 3, because the other day I was driving to a show, and Adele came on the radio. And a couple of weeks ago, if Adele came on, I would have been like, no thank you, this is fine, we'll turn this off. We'll just drive alone with my thoughts, we don't need Adele. But Adele came on the other day, and to myself, by myself, out loud, in my car, alone, I said, yeah girl, let's do this. And cut to me 2 minutes later, hello from the other side, I must have look at that. Fuck you, Brad! Sometimes it's too real, you know what I mean? Brad will call me back, though. He will call me back. eventually. Maybe. Maybe not. Yeah, this year's been weird. This year's been not been going the way I thought it would. I thought 2017 was going to be the weirdest year I had to live through, but no, 2018's making it. Like, I don't know, remember last year, like, even Shark Week was weird. I don't know if you guys remember, if anyone watched Shark Week last year, Michael Phelps decided to race a shark for Shark Week. There's a couple of digital sharks. Could there be any bigger indication that Michael Phelps is smoking weed again? But like, why not? He beat everyone else. Why not take on the animal kingdom, real or imaginary, at that point? Oh, God, I had a moment recently. Oh, God, I just lost it. You know what I'm talking about? You ever just, like, everything's piling onto you, and then something just hits you right, and you just lose it? You know? Like, you always think it's going to be something big that finally sets you off. But for me, it was something very small. Like, I've been hit by a car twice since I moved to New York. And honestly, both times, it didn't really bother me that much. In fact, I apologized to them both times. But I used to have a job in television. Is that why I'm broke? I should have played that off a little bit better. I'm never gonna go pro. Never gonna go pro now. Yeah. They would have been like, listen, you skinny bitch, you're not going pro in anything except 1940s recreational swimming. You're not doing it. Get out of here. But now I have a plan for when I go back to New York. But anyway, so I used to have a career in television production. I was really good at it. I was too good at it. I was the best at it. Oh my God, no one can get a Diet Coke for the director like I could. It matters. It matters. Can? No. I went all the way to McDonald's and got Fountain because it's a better Diet Coke. And I was very good at it, but then I quit that to do this a bit more. But I still have to pay the bills, so I've been walking dogs, as well as the job I just quit. I was walking dogs, which, it's fun when it's your dog. A little sad when it isn't. And so the moment that finally made me snap was I was walking a deaf pit bull named Petunia in Brooklyn. And that bitch knocked my coffee out of my hand. Just knocked my coffee out of my hand. Just something so small, so replaceable. And all of a sudden, just the walls of my existence came crumbling down. And I realized, like, this time last year I was in Los Angeles, and I was paid to fly out there, and I was making a stable paycheck. And now I'm standing in Brooklyn in front of a 3-story renovated brownstone that I'll never be able to afford, but somehow this deaf dog can. And I think about how my ex-girlfriend used to tell me I watch TV too much, but it's also like, has she seen TV recently? That's like saying I like art too much. Sorry, do I go too many museums as well? And then I think, like, why does Jeff Sessions look like Yoda but have the philosophies of Sauron? And like, I've been hit by a car twice, and I looked both ways. That is all you have to do, and they still got me. And I'm also thinking, like, okay, well, now that I'm single, do I have a chance with Margot Robbie? It's not that crazy, all right? Like, she's hot, I'm hot, given the right demographic and lighting. Like, I'm going to LA again soon, on my dime this time, and who knows, maybe she'll be in the audience because her stepbrother's a comic, and she comes up to me afterwards, and she's like, man, your brother Kevin sounds like a character, and I'm like, hey, you want to make him your brother-in-law? She's like, that's bold, and I'm like, Tecate, and she's like, let's go to Vegas. Next thing you know, People's Magazine is just like, who the fuck is Will Abels? Right there when that fantasy starts playing out, I look up on Wikipedia just to make sure she's single, and she just got married, and finally, I lose, and I pick up what was left of my $5 artisanal coffee, which also, artisanal compared to what? Folgers? It's a highway robbery, and I pick it up, and I'm just like, God damn it, Petunia! Fucking God! And then I realize I'm talking to a deaf dog, and I didn't sign any of this. I have no idea what I'm talking about. And it's like, what even is success anymore, you know? Like, success used to be like job, house, marriage, kids. Not necessarily in that order, but, somewhere around there. And now success is like retweeted by Barack Obama. Like streams everything for free, but has enough money to pay for Spotify Premium, and has a 2-bedroom apartment with only 3 roommates. It's like, I'm not going to get the next tax bracket next year. I just want to make a little bit more money so I can update my workout clothes from high school. But I still think I'm successful. Like, I think I'm pretty successful given what I've accomplished in my short amount of time on this earth. Like, I've worked in the Academy Awards twice for a job that I created for that show. Why did I quit? I'm an adrenaline junkie. I told you this. I live life by the edge. I talked to Carrie Underwood, and she initiated it, which I think means more. And yeah, I did hold on a little bit too long, but I think we all would. And like, sure, I'm walking dogs now, but I'm the #1 rated dog walker in Brooklyn, according to the app Rover. Only took me 3 weeks to get there. There was this woman named Denise. She was number 1. I made a goal. took Denise down. Her tagline, oh, she thought it was cute. It was, I get dogs. They know that about me. So I made my tagline, dogs. Am I right? #1 in 3 weeks. Take that, Denise. Maybe with this. I don't think I can hang anymore. Like, I'm not that old. Like, I'm old enough, I'm sure my dad would appreciate it if I got a cell phone plan. But, like, then is it really a family plan if we're not all on it? But I can tell I'm getting old because I don't even understand the lingo of kids that aren't that much younger than me. Like, my cousin was throwing a party in Boston. I was in Boston doing a show, and he threw this party, and he invited me to it. And I looked at my phone, and I read it to my friend, and I was like, hey, you want to go to a college party? And he was like, yes. Yes, I do. And I was like, yeah, I think it's a French party. I think it's French. He said the party's Lataf. He said it's a Lataf party. The party's Lataf. That's French, correct? My friend was like, no, dude, it's lit as fuck. It's a lit AF. But then I got there and the party was Lataf as fuck. Alright guys, it's been a lot of fun. I'm Elena, thank you.
Keep it going for Will, everybody.